Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into something that seems pretty ordinary on the surface, scheduling an NFL game on your calendar.
Right. Seems simple.
But the sources we've dug into suggest it's actually part of this, well, quiet revolution in fan engagement. We're going to unpack how a calendar integration system, or CIS, is turning that basic calendar entry into a really dynamic, intelligent data source.
Yeah, and it tackles a couple of big problems head on. Just the sheer amount of information fans get bombarded with and, making sure event details are actually correct. Think about kickoff time changes. Oh yeah, the dreaded flex schedule email you miss.
Exactly. So this system essentially models every NFL game who's playing, when, where as a full sort of living event, and then it virtualizes that as an ICS invite ready to send.
Okay, virtualized as a ready to send invite. That sounds like the organizers get more control than just blasting an email out. And for the fan, I assume the big sell is just simplicity.
Totally. Frictionless is the word the sources keep using. It has to be dead simple. We're talking a one-click to add feature. One click for just one game or more.
Could be one game, could be your favorite team's entire season schedule, maybe even multiple games if you follow rivals closely. Click, done. It's that ease of use that opens the door for all the data stuff that comes next.
Okay, click, commit, schedule, simple prompt. But making that work everywhere, Apple Calendar, Google Calendar, Outlook, that sounds like the tricky part. Let's get into that engine room, the standardization piece. How does this CIS manage that kind of compatibility?
Well, that's really the core technical challenge, isn't it? The system has to be platform agnostic. So the team or the league, they might start with their scheduled data in, say, Google Sheets, or maybe some internal system linked to Outlook.
Right, whatever they use internally.
But the moment the CIS pulls that raw data in, it does this critical standardization step. It cleans it up, validates it, and forces it into the very strict iCalendar format, ICS.
ICS. So that's not just one option. It's like the mandatory common language for calendars.
Pretty much, yeah. You have to be strict about that ICS format. It's the translator. If you're not strict, you get chaos, like time zones get messed up, details disappear when it goes from Google to Apple.
Right, sending a London game time to someone in LA without adjusting it. Nightmare.
Exactly. So forcing it into proper ICS guarantees it looks right and works correctly on Google, Outlook, Apple Calendar, you name it, all the different platforms.
Okay, consistency is vital, but the real lifesaver, I imagine, especially with things like flex scheduling, is keeping that info current. If a game gets moved, the fan shouldn't have to hunt for an update email.
Yeah, and that's the dynamic updates feature. It's absolutely key for, well, operational clarity. Any change time, venue, flex schedule, even a cancellation gets pushed automatically to everyone who added the event.
Automatically.
Yeah.
So the fan does nothing.
The fan does nothing. Once they've added it, their calendar becomes the single source of truth. No more digging through emails.
Which means for the league or the team, no more frantic manual reconciliation. Trying to figure out who got the update, who updated their calendar.
Oh, forget it. Imagine trying to track that manually for hundreds of thousands of fans. It's impossible. The CIS handles pushing the update to every single person automatically. The burden shifts from sending endless emails to just keeping their one internal record correct.
Okay, logistics optimized. Makes sense. But let's pivot to the data angle, because this is where our sources suggest it gets really powerful. It's not just about making scheduling easier. It's about tracking fan intent.
This is the core insight, yeah. The calendar appointment stops being just a reminder. It becomes an engagement sensor. Every single time an invite goes out, one game, whole season, whatever, the CIS creates an invitee record.
An invitee record. And critically, this is first-party data, right?
Yeah.
The team owns this directly.
Exactly. First party, tied specifically to that recipient. The organization owns the relationship, owns the data point, no intermediaries.
Let's dig into that first-party idea. We hear it all the time. Why is this data point, a calendar RSVP, considered so much richer than, say, a website click or a page view? Well, it boils down to commitment level and ownership, of course. Think about it. Third-party data, like clicks or views, often comes through platforms you don't fully control, like social media. It's a low commitment signal. A click might mean someone was curious for, 3 seconds?
Right. But a calendar RSVP, especially clicking yes, signals actual intent. It means someone plans to dedicate a specific chunk of their time, 3, maybe 4 hours next Sunday to your event. That's a fundamentally different, much higher value signal of intent.
So clicking yes or maybe isn't just about logistics, it's actively measuring likely future behavior, the live intent signal, as the sources call it.
Precisely. And the CIS tracks this through 4 key RSVP statuses. These turn that raw signal into something you can actually use for segmentation and action.
Okay, what are the 4?
First, you've got RSVP. Yes, that's clear commitment. These are your confirmed attendees, or at least highly interested fans. Prime group for activation, think parking passes, merch offers, maybe some pregame content.
Got it, the definite interest group.
Second, RSVP no. They've actively said they're not coming or not interested in that specific event. Just as valuable, honestly. Now you know who not to target with follow-up messages about that game. Saves money, respects their choice.
Makes sense. But then there are the maybes. You also track RSVP maybe and no action. They sound similar. Both are in a yes, but I guess the signal is different.
Vastly different. RSVP maybe is active uncertainty. They've engaged with the invite. They know it's there. The time is marked as potentially busy, but plans aren't firm. The sources say this group often converts to yes closer to the date.
So they're a key target group for a late push.
Exactly. Maybe targeted ticket deals, limited time offers in the last day or two before the game. Low-hanging fruit. No action, though, is passive awareness. They got the invite, maybe opened it, maybe not, but haven't formally responded. They know about the event, but haven't blocked the time.
So they need a different kind of nudge.
Yeah, a broader activation maybe. Something focused more on the why the excitement, the experience, not just the logistics, to try and move them towards a maybe or even a yes. Okay, that's fascinating. It turns even ignoring an invite into a measurable signal. Aware, but not committed yet. And throughout all this, the organizer, the team, the league stays in control. That's the power of first-party engagement, right? You're not relying on some opaque algorithm on Facebook or Google to decide if your message gets seen. You have a direct line, the fans' calendar, arguably their most personal digital space, and you control the timing and content of updates.
Okay, let's talk about making that calendar entry even richer. Because just game versus opponent is functional, but maybe not super engaging long-term. Section 3 in our sources talks about turning this raw data into a dynamic content object. What kind of context gets added?
Right. It's about making the calendar entry useful beyond just the time and date, so they enrich it. Things like week grouping, putting the game in the context of the season, week 5, week 10, whatever, helps fans follow the story arc.
Okay, makes sense.
Also, comprehensive team information, logos, maybe links back to the team website, context about the matchup itself.
And the really clever part, I thought, was integrating performance data after the game.
Absolutely. Ties back to those dynamic updates. The system can feed in stats and scores, usually pulling from a public API like ESPN's or the league's own feed. So that calendar entry for last week's game, now it shows the final score, maybe a key stat.
Huh. So your calendar kind of becomes a personal record book for the season.
Kind of, yeah. It keeps the entry relevant even after the event is over, encourages people to maybe look back at it.
So you've got this RSVP tracking telling you intent, and then you enrich the event itself with dynamic content. Why is owning this specific combination, the intent signal plus the context, so much better than just using standard marketing tools?
Because you're measuring intent right at the source, at the point of commitment, and the analytics layer that comes off that. It's 100% yours. You're not guessing based on third-party cookies or platform metrics. You can segment fans based on actual express commitment with incredible precision.
And then tailor the follow-up.
Precisely. Activate follow-ups that really match where that fan is. It respects their stated preference and commitment level in a way mass marketing just can't.
Can you give a quick example? How might you treat a yes differently from a maybe based on this?
Sure. Some RSVPs, yes, they're in. You don't need to sell them a ticket. You send them helpful info, a reminder to buy parking, maybe info on gate times, perhaps an offer to upgrade their seat or experience. It adds value to the commitment they already made.
Okay. And the maybe?
The maybe needs that nudge we talked about. Maybe it's a bring a friend discount code sent 48 hours out. Maybe it's a hype video emphasizing the rivalry to create urgency. For the no group, you simply exclude them from messages about that specific game. Saves budget, avoids annoying them. It's efficient and respectful.
It really reframes something we take for granted. The calendar isn't just this static, boring scheduler anymore. It's become this, well, sophisticated first-party data platform measuring real intent. It changes the whole dynamic from just broadcasting at fans to engaging with them based on what they've actually signaled.
It's a perfect example, isn't it? How a tech that simplifies something for the user can simultaneously generate really deep intelligence for the provider, which leads to a bigger question, really.
Yeah.
Well, if we can measure commitment and intent this effectively just by tracking a calendar RSVP, which is essentially someone blocking out time, what other everyday digital actions, things we do without thinking, could be redesigned? Beyond just clicks and views, what else could give organizations these powerful first party signals about what people actually intend to do? That's the challenge this kind of thinking puts out there.